Well, it must be time for another update again. You seen the other day that I had everything out in the back of here. Well, she's all back in again. I've got all the new bits in, all welded in. I've just finished the last few spot welds from where it was originally welded together. Got all that. Just finished the last few off now. Did all the rest of it yesterday, but there was half a dozen, or probably a dozen spot welds in between the window piece and the channel on the back where the boot is, or trunk, what do you want to call it. It's pretty much part of the geography of the world you're in. So yeah, I just had a few welds to tidy up, and then I just went back around and just a few welds where I sort of had missed a little bit around the edges and stuff. I just cleaned them up. I won't grind them off tonight because, unfortunately, so I found out the other night, there's a power tool curfew in this state till anything after 6 o'clock at night, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. 6 is pretty early. Probably 7:30 or even 8 would have been probably a lot more useful, but because by the time I get home from work, it's bloody near 6. But so the weld is pretty quiet. So and the old duck next door is pretty good, but the people on the other side of me just had a bit of a moan the other night that I was out here using an angle grinder about 20 to 8, cleaning up. I was actually trying to clean up the two panels to put the rust converter on, and the partner had a bit of a moan at the door. Somebody knocked at the door and started moaning, so she came out here and told me to shut up, basically. But anyway, because I'm not used to it from when I was doing my last car. Like, I was out in the middle of the countryside. So I think the closest house near to me was probably a good car and a half, probably. I guess I'm probably not quite that far, but yeah, pushing towards the K, I suppose, was the next closest house. So like, they're not going to hear me in the middle of the night. If they did, it would be pretty mild by the time it got that far. So anyway, yeah, I got it all welded in. This has all been ground back and cleaned up, and that went in pretty good. This side just didn't quite fit quite as nice. We had a bit more work trying to get this to sit down properly. And the other side sort of slotted in, but obviously just a little bit of a difference between the two cars. I suppose the things weren't probably quite so accurate back in the day, but it's gone in pretty good. I've obviously got a few welds to clean up and all that sort of stuff, and I'll go around and I've got some seams, some Sikaflex black seam sealer. So once I've got it all ground up, and I'll flick a coat of primer in there, I'll go around and I'll seal all these welds, seal it in here. Like, I'll just put a light smear in through here because it's one of the ones that you can actually put filler and paint and everything over it. So I just want to make sure that it's watertight, and I'll smear it all down here, just put a light thin coat to make sure the welds are all sealed up, so the water can't get through, just to make sure. I'll do all the edges, and I'll even probably once I clean up, because I've got a couple of little welds in here too, where I've joins back onto the frame of the boot hinges. There's a couple of little spots in there. I'll actually go around and I'll seam seal all that too, just because it was never seam sealed. It's never, So I'll go around and do all that too, make sure it's really sealed up, so the moisture can't get back in. But man, that's 100 times better than what it was before, with the big holes over the other side, and it was just all rotted out. So that's nice to have that finished and back and solid. She ain't going anywhere. She's part of the car again, so that's good. So it'll be just a matter of basic clean up and get that all scuffed back, because it's just about metal anyway, from where the original paint is. Like, that's still the original paint off the other car. I didn't worry about cleaning up the outside of it too much. I just cleaned up where I needed to weld, because I knew I was going to have to go along there and clean it all up and do all sorts of crap anyway, so I wasn't too panicky. So yeah, it's good to have that all back in. So yeah, once I've ground all that up, I'll get rid of my boxes around here that's protecting my hood lining and the rest of the interior. They actually work quite good. I don't think I've had any problems because I've still got the front seats and I've still got the other back seats sort of jammed in on top of the front seats just so they're out of the road. So yeah, I think that's worked a treat just to help protect things. So yeah, I'll just go around there quickly around the other side and just show you a quick shot from the other side as well. Just drag that torch with me since the light's not quite so good. So yeah, so it's good. So they're nice and solid, clean up, and it should be good. Yeah, and then I'll get this other door and back guard and stuff cleaned up at the weekend, and then the roof and the bonnet if I'll use it. No, I've still got to get the lights out of the boot lid, and then I'll decide what I'm going to attack next. Whether I start hooking into the doors, pull a door off, and fix the holes in the bottom of that front one. You know, start getting into that sort of stuff. I've got eventually got to tidy up a few bits and pieces in this boot floor. Like there's a few rust holes in it. Like it's definitely not mint, but I think the bulk was quite solid. There's just the odd area that's a bit holy. So hopefully I might be able to just make some little panels up and fix the rest of it, and I'll drop the tank and clean it all up from underneath, and we'll just give it we'll give it a real good dose with the rust kill as well, and both sides rust converter, and once we've got all the holes welded up, and I'll actually the body deadener stuff that I put in there. I thought it was similar to the anti-chip coating that I was using on the other Valiant, but it's not. It's a different product, and I didn't actually like it, so I didn't actually get that up underneath there. But it's got the rust converter and a primer in there at this stage, and I poured the primer in, especially around where this other like window channel piece is welded on top. I poured it in that joint along with the rust converter, hopefully so it sealed it up. But what I'll try and do is when I'll get some of that anti-chip coating, because I don't like that other stuff. It's that sort of real sticky, tarry stuff. I didn't actually think it was like that, unfortunately. But and I'll get up there and I'll spray it in there the best I can and try and flick it both ways to, because there's quite good holes in there. So hopefully I'll get the worst of it, and I'll spray there underneath of it as well, because it's still just in primer. So yeah, we're getting there. It's nice to have this all nice and solid again, and no bloody holes anyway. Alrighty guys, we'll leave it at that because I've been crapping on for 8.5 minutes now. So we'll talk to you later. Cheers.